So we can all agree that making an income on the internet is just not what it used to be.
Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe.
Silicon Valley Bank has collapsed and federal regulators have taken control.
If we hadn't been driving our economy with easy money and then trying to really quickly undo that, we wouldn't be having these problems now.
We're now facing a world of many potential outcomes.
But despite what the mass media and general public is saying, there's a whole other side to the story. There's a hidden industry that thousands of people are utilizing in this current economic situation to create multiple six-figure incomes from the internet. So I'm gonna hop into my computer and let's get started. So in this video, I'm sharing the untapped, little-known micro industry that you could tap into in less than 12 weeks with practically zero startup cost, that when done right can survive any economy, that has created 8,762 location-free, time-free, self-made and sometimes even seven-figure internet-based earners, and I can guarantee that you've never heard of it. And listen, it's got nothing to do with any of these popular models that you may have heard of before or anything else that you've probably heard. So I'm going to start off with some real honesty, which is probably a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. This opportunity has its learning curves and it has its challenges. Yet this new model is allowing a small handful of everyday people to achieve $10,000 to, in some cases, $50,000 a month in profit earnings. But don't just take it from me. I want you to hear from real students of ours who we've helped do this. Take a look.
First 7 days, I hit 10K.
And I've made 14K cash collected so far.
I had absolutely zero experience and quit my job, went all in on the principles that Trey teaches. I can happily say that last month I hit $6,000.
Collected like 10 this last, but dude, a $10,000 month, we hadn't had that before.
A few weeks I made over $3,000. I think it was 3.6 grand.
Well, holy, I did my first 10K.
I had like an 8K week.
$297 to now $7,000.
The goal was 20K last month. We did a little over 35K.
Last month we cleared almost 27,000.
He showed me and taught me everything I needed to know and to do and to execute to grow my business from literally zero to where it is today at 50K a month. I wouldn't be here today without his support.
And look at this, first client for Miguel, $5,000 payment, $20,000 day for Nalinda. My student Lior, almost a $32,000 single day, ridiculous. So if you stick with me through this entire video today, you're gonna learn how to write yourself $1,500 to $10,000 checks at will. Give generously to family, loved ones, those in need, and live a life of abundance because of how profitable it is. Use your money for the greater good of your families, communities, and store up for harder times, and build a business that's legitimate that you can feel great about and change your financial future permanently because of the skills that you'll learn along the way. So stick around until the very end, because if you do, my team will be notified and I'll have them text or email you a completely free course that's A to Z, regularly $2,000 straight to your email or your text that will help you with the first major steps in making this work for you no matter your situation. But you've got to watch until the end, okay? I've got nothing for sale in this presentation. There's no course at the end or anything. But if it turns out that you want help, we've got a partnership opportunity for a select qualified few, so just stick around to the end. I'll share that with you. Who is this for? Well, it's for people interested in entrepreneurship, being their own boss, having time and location freedom, but everything they've heard of so far doesn't really align with them. Or it's for existing entrepreneurs looking for a new opportunity to tap into and build a successful business. Here's who it's not for. This is not for people looking for shortcuts or loopholes. This is not get rich quick. There's honest to God, probably easier ways to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month. This is not who this, maybe $3,000. This is not who this is for. We're looking for people who want to build something real, lasting, sustainable, that can stand the test of time and need shortcuts to getting there. People who just want additional beer money. This is not it, okay? Or for people with short attention spans or lack of discipline. Not for you as well, okay? You gotta put in the initial work to get this movement. I'll show you how to make sure that that initial work is actually moving you forward. Listen, an important question that you should be asking right now is, what makes this guy so special and why should you spend your time with me? Well, I've helped 200 people make $100,000 a year or more in this business, 26 people make $1 million a year or more, and I've got one person at $10 million a year. Now, these are extreme examples. I'm gonna back it all up today. I've got a 4-year track record, $70 million in total client earnings, and these people, by the way, are keeping massive margins, 50 to 80% of these sales. Many people had never heard of this before me, and even in my own test businesses, we do well over $100,000 in profit every single month. You can see 170,000 minus 35,000 in expenses, about 100,000 in profit, including tax. So a bit about myself first, because without the context, the content of this training will make zero sense. So I started off as a broke kid, a homeschooled high school dropout with 0 degrees or credentials and about $300 to my name. Okay, I had tried lots of business opportunities that just didn't align with me. Maybe you can relate to this. I remember one business that I was sold on was an online store following the Shopify drop shipping model, and maybe some of you are familiar. You know, I worked for weeks to set up the store, run ads and everything, and it was grueling, and I finally got my first sale, but I just went into Shopify and I refunded it because I just felt so weird about it, right? It felt like everything people online or even friends of mine were preaching were just internet loopholes and not real businesses that added real value. Nothing I could stake my name to in pride, and it felt like even if it did work, ultimately there had to be a business model that gave me the freedom I was looking for, the income I was looking for, and everything without that weird gut feeling that you're doing something illegitimate or off, which unfortunately most people are totally willing to push models like this. So I started visiting the classic business leaders, titans of industry, looking for answers, real answers. I read countless books, watched countless lectures, classics like Dale Carnegie, Jim Rohn, and people like this, and it wasn't until I stumbled into a quote from a guy named Zig Ziglar in a book and really lived by it and picked a business that aligned with it that I began to put the pieces together. This quote shook me to my core and inspired me to follow my gut and do something that added tangible and real value to people. Those 6-figure months I was talking about, they were all a direct result of a deep philosophical change in my heart of hearts. So what is the quote? Well, I want this to sink in for you right now. The quote is that you can get everything in life that you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And don't let the simplicity of this quote fool you. The implications to it are profound. So I started to filter out any opportunities that didn't add real value to people and get them what they want in a real way. And I stumbled into this opportunity that changed my life. I upgraded my living situation to this penthouse apartment, $5,000 a month in rent, bought my mom a $17,000 watch as a thank you for her believing in me, took my now wife on mini vacations. This is a $15,000 5-star resort on the coast of Amalfi, Italy, bought myself this $43,000 Rolex, and all this ridiculous stuff. And I don't say this to brag. I say it so that you can see the impact this business had on me and to show you the power of what I'm about to share. So a good question is, how did this simple idea do all of that for me? Well, it led me to an important realization, and that's that whatever model I was going to get into needed to quickly grow and compound, needed to be profitable early on, needed to be easy for a beginner to get into, but most importantly, above everything else, needed to really serve and add value to others in a real way in order to really work and sustainably increase my net worth. So I'm here today because I love seeing people succeed and follow in my footsteps. So what is this opportunity and what is it called? Well, I'm going to get right to it. I'm not going to waste any more time. It is called information arbitrage, or some people call it online consulting, even though the way that we do it is very different. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What kind of information are we talking? Oh, I'm not a consultant. What would I consult on? And most importantly, could this work and could I succeed at this in my situation, no matter what it is? Let me answer all of this right now. Most people think that in order to make money in consulting, that you need to be a world-leading expert or have a best-selling book or maybe a suit and tie or some fancy degrees or be an extroverted, public speaker or be famous or something. I'm actually pretty much completely an introvert, and yet my best month in consulting was well over $300,000 in sales, which is ridiculous. The hidden truth is everyone has a consulting package in them right now, or one that they could develop in a few hours that others would pay hefty prices for, and it only takes 3 to 7 days to research, a day to put together, and just a couple weeks of action taking to attract clients. This is one of our clients, Jaya or Jaisen, $12,000 paid in full, 60 days in, and she's keeping 90% of that as profit, by the way. Sadly, most people want something press and play and won't be willing to take the time to follow the proven processes that others have invented to putting together their ideal consulting package. Because of this, most of you watching this right now won't move the needle in your life or your finances. But the truth is, everybody is just one consulting package away from a brand new life, and I've seen it. And I want you to know that any concerns or questions you have right now, they're likely the same questions that the $200,000, $100,000 a year earners and 26, $1 million a year earners I've helped asked as well when they first heard this concept from me. So take the time to explore this with me today, and you'll quickly see that it is inarguably the greatest, fastest growing opportunity that the internet can provide. And why do I say this? What am I so confident for? Well, a few inarguable ground floor reasons that are just irrefutable. Well, first, Unlike any other business opportunities that are getting pushed, it's profitable day one. So if you make a $2,000 sale, you keep $1,800 as profit. Or an $8,500 sale, $7,500 is profit. You keep most all of your money. Secondly, if you don't even know what you consult on or what information you'd provide, people have pioneered quick and proven strategies for finding winning consulting offers and getting sales month 1 or 2. And I'm going to show these systems to you today and how to build programs that sell like hotcakes. Okay. Thirdly, you don't have to hire anybody or manage anyone or learn any complex skills or anything too techy. There's just a couple weeks of a learning curve here that you need to deal with. You just need social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and a Zoom account. Fourthly, it doesn't require you to fund with any additional money. You can start today with zero, build an offer, and go out and for free sign clients. And we're going to show you how to today, right now. Fifth, post-pandemic, more and more individuals and businesses are racing to the internet for answers to all sorts of problems. Because of this, there's a booming demand, and you can sign high-paying clients in any niche on repeat if done right. I'm going to show you what it looks like to do it right today. Sixth, there's a real sense of self-worth that comes from this business, and the skills you learn when building it serve you for a lifetime, and that's why it's so good. Seventh, this model will stand the test of time because, as we all know, and as an irrefutable fact, as long as there are people alive on Earth, they will have desires that they don't know how to reach. And for these reasons, it's truly the best opportunity to get started in right now, and it beats every other opportunity. I've sold over $5 million worth of consulting to various different people in different niches in my early 20s. And the strategy, no matter the niche you get into or your current background or life experience, is the same. Rinse and repeat to signing 2 to 10 high-paying, that's $2,000 to $10,000 clients every single week. So let me explain how information arbitrage works and how you actually make money, and how I've been able to see so many beginners get into this business model and completely uproot and transform their lives and their finances. So I want you to stick with me today because this could be some of the most important information that you hear this year. Let's start from the top and talk about human behavior. Listen, everybody's got this in common. It's a very simple visual, but I want you to pay attention. They've got desires, dreams, and goals, things that they want, outcomes they desire. But standing in the way are challenges they're facing that they don't know how to get around, fears that they currently have in their head that are holding them back, or lack of clarity or know-how. And don't let this simple visual fool you. Its implications on your income and the economy at large are deeply profound. Everyone has a gap. Maybe you have a gap right now in your life that you can identify. There's always money to be made here. The bigger the gap and the greater the desire, the more you'll get paid to deliver. Even if right now you don't have a clear pathway through this gap for someone, taking just a few short weeks to source and design one can be, and I've seen it be, the difference between an average income and a world-changing income in business. Listen, everyone on the planet has desires, relationship desires, health desires, or financial desires, and almost everyone has reasons why right now they don't have them. So consulting or information arbitrage in its simplest form is giving pointed and clear advice at the right time to move someone from where they are now to being able to bridge a gap to where they'd like to get. And I've helped tons of people identify desires in people and build programs and get them there and make a ton of money along the way. This could be helping married couples manage their finances, helping small business owners have better operations, helping adults heal from childhood trauma, helping young men get into their dream tech career, helping women find their dream spouse or relationship, or teaching sales or marketing. These are all things that people actually do that I've helped, right? So once people are clear on their desires, they buy consulting for 3 reasons. They need a proven process, they admit they don't know what they don't know, or they need accountability to direct support, right? And after working with a few clients to flesh things out, you can scale your consulting to where it takes none of your time to deliver. And this is the cool part. And your clients go through your curriculum with your one-to-one support being unnecessary or optional, eventually just answering a few emails or texts here and there and allowing the program you built to do the heavy lifting, productizing yourself for scale. And this, as extreme as it may sound to a few, is how I've gotten 26 people to $1 million a year in sales. And this is why it's unlike any other model. You get all 3, impact, income, and freedom. Every single part of a necessary growing business. So today I want to share 3 keys to the $100,000 to the few who are motivated to do it, $1 million a year consulting system that I've discovered that make this model work for anyone who's willing to commit to the processes. And I've got a 4th bonus key that if you take action on it, makes it practically guaranteed to work for you because of a cognitive bias that everyone watching this has right now, that you probably aren't even aware you have. So these are the same keys that allow my newbie students to sign high-paying clients like clockwork. A majority of whom didn't even know what they'd consult on at the start. Check it out, Eduardo, $4,500 paid invoices. There's nothing like that feeling that comes with it. Will, $50,000 in a single month in sales. These are extreme examples. I'm going to show you how to replicate these at whatever level you want today. Connor, solid month, $100,000 for sure, aiming for 150. I said, good dude, I love it. If you need anything, just let me know. Jordan, $45,000 for the month already. This is one of our beginner students, a week in. $2,500 sale for his consulting business, just a week into starting his business. And this is our client, Kaylee, $10,000 cash collected. She's a health coach. So now that you've seen how life-changing this opportunity has been for myself and my private clients, I hope you're excited to dive into the 4-key system designed to allow you to closely model the success of everybody that I just shared. And as we move into this, pay close attention and take action, because if any one of these keys is missing, this won't work for you. And by the way, we built this in the trenches, discovering and pioneering this industry for many people to get into. Alternatively, if you apply all 4 with massive action, you have a much higher likelihood of making this work for yourself. So let's get into the 4 right now. Starting with the very first, niche and outcome. So what is this? Well, you're going to learn what it is, and then I'm going to show you real-world examples of people that use it to make $10,000 to $80,000 their first 30 days as an online consultant, because it can be that powerful. And here's exactly why, and I'll back it up right now. You've heard the quote, a jack of all trades is a master of none, right? We're all familiar. Well, if you don't define a clear niche, which is really just a group of people, you'll end up like the general practitioner, whereas those who do take the time to define who they're going to serve and how will be like brain surgeons. Brain surgeons, they have more fun, work less, and they attract higher paying clients, and they specialize in one specific thing, one specific outcome. They sit back and their authority creates opportunity for them. Generalists, however, these people, they run around from client to client doing all kinds of work, and they're constantly on their toes. They can't really attract clients. They're always chasing clients, and they're just kind of like a hub for lots of questions and answers. And they make often 10 times, sometimes 100 times less than brain surgeons. And this is the importance of defining it right now. Today, we're going to clarify the group of people you'd like to serve and get clear on outcomes or goals that they have, no matter how qualified you feel right now. Soon afterwards, you'll know how to go about creating and selling these packages. And don't worry about getting people to buy your thing just yet. We just need to refine it and flesh it out. Okay? Remember, people are paying to fill their gaps. The bigger the gap, the bigger the pay. So let me just give you some examples of what a niche looks like. Newly married couples, small business owners, men in their 50s, young women in tech, online influencers, career lawyers, landscape business owners, or musicians or artists. Now, what you're going to want to do is identify a niche for yourself with some key questions. You can pause the video right now and read these. I'll read a few key ones. What groups of people do you have an inkling or passion for? And what keeps them up at night? Maybe do you have any background or experience in a certain job or organization that could be a stepping stone? Have you ever worked with a coach, a mentor, read a book that inspired you? Would you be excited to pass those things down? And are there any questions you find that others tend to ask you often? Are there any subjects that others consider you a leader in? Or do you have any special skills or experience? Or have you gotten a key result in your life that others can't easily replicate? Maybe you've got a career right now that is kind of hard to get into. Maybe you've got a really good marriage, or really healthy. Or maybe, you've figured out a secret that's really helped you in life. Well, take a few hours today and ask yourself these questions and write down 3 to 5 potential niches you'd like to potentially serve. All it takes is a pen and a notepad, maybe a coffee to help get the brain going. After you've done this, stick with the top 2 you're most convicted about, because we want to move very quickly, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to, and this is going to be rapid succession here, I want you to track with me, take the time to join a couple Facebook or LinkedIn or Reddit groups related to these communities. Get used to their lingo and understand what makes them tick. This process can take a few days of study, but eventually we'll find outcomes, and these outcomes should be so desirable for these people that if they knew for certain someone could get them there, or even just get them closer, they'd no doubt pay high rates and go above and beyond. Talk to people individually, call them, get to know them, and figure out what they want. This is just called market research, you guys. Every big company is built off of identifying big problems. Here's an important mental shift. Most people that start building their offers tend to assume that others wouldn't pay for the offers because they themselves, as they're designing them and researching them, wouldn't pay. You must think bigger than this. You are not your test market. Your family, close friends, or peers aren't. Your market is your market. You must become and think like a scientist and find these gaps. We need outcomes that keep them up at night. outcomes that drive them forward in their lives, and gaps that cause them deep and painful distress. Once we've found some outcomes, we have two options. The first is to use existing knowledge or skills to begin to package outcomes, and I'll share how briefly. The next is to use information arbitrage to pull in already working ideas or experts and deliver them. We've got a little less control, but sometimes it's going to be much easier to move forward with. At this point, you have what we call a niche hypothesis. It's a group of people in an outcome that we're going to try and serve. It's a hypothesis because, like a scientist, we're going to prove with testing if it works. And if it does, we even make just one sale, or even we just get a verbal commitment. Yeah, I'd probably buy this. Let me know when it's put together. That means you're sitting on a pot of gold if you can just take action on it. Listen, my client Brandon, when we sat down and defined his niche and outcome, he did $10,000 in his first 30 days. His idea was to help musicians. He's been passionate about musicians for a very long time, but he didn't know how to serve them. So after asking these key questions and identifying an outcome, simply because his client base wanted it badly enough and he had the confidence to deliver on it with information arbitrage, he created $10,000 in sales his first 30 days. Another example is our client Jordan. This is an extreme example. $85,000 in sales with a brand new offer and no audience, just because his offer spoke to a deep and powerful desire outcome for his niche. And he simply said, look, if you want my help, I've kind of built this process using information arbitrage. I can help you get this outcome. Because people are motivated for their outcomes and they've got deep, painful gaps and problems in facing them, they will throw money at it if you do it right. My client Evan, this is a great example of how when the outcome is good enough, you don't even need anything prepared, right? So he says third $6,000 beta program sale. I've been totally upfront about not having everything built out, and prospects seem pretty cool with the idea of being in the launch or beta group. This is simply because he understands the power of the outcome he's driving. Listen, that first sale you make, keep the money. Don't spend it. Consider everything as a beta test of your offer, which we'll build shortly. When done right, this first client is very low pressure. A lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves. It's okay to send the customer the money back if they aren't satisfied. That first few clients, for me, it was all tests. I just tested stuff and saw what worked. So to summarize, key number one, in order to make online consulting work, you must clarify your niche and identify a desirable outcome for that group of people. Then build consulting offers around delivering these outcomes for them. So listen, take action today and start to research your ideal audience. Let's move on to key number two. We've clarified that we need to identify a key group of people, otherwise everything moving forward doesn't work. Key number two is what we in our company call offer, mechanism, and CST. Now it's just three things baked into one. When you nail this part, you'll make transforming clients' lives easy. Even if you don't feel qualified right now, even if you don't even know how you put it together, this simple framework will help you create life-changing, world-renowned programs that people can easily succeed within, no matter what industry you're in, no matter your background. It's that powerful. And attracting new customers is so simple that clients will hear the structure of your offering and know in their gut that they need to do this for themselves because it's built around their desires and the outcome they want, and they know that they can get it with your help. Your offer, to start from the top, is the delivery behind your consulting. One-to-one, group, in-person, etc. Your mechanism is the substance or strategy behind what you deliver. For example, for business owners wanting to grow, the mechanism is marketing. Or for people wanting to lose some extra weight, the mechanism could be fasting and calorie counting or a diet program. And these are just examples. Now lastly, the CST, Customer Success Timeline, is a series of steps following the mechanism you teach to deliver the outcome. So do this, then do this, then do this, all the way down the list. And this is where we get creative and come up with, or information arbitrage, our solutions. Our job is super simple. Just deliver the outcome. Tell them what to do. People just need to be told what to do, right? There are always so many paths to the outcome, but your job is to pick one and refine it over time as you work with more and more clients, make it clear, easy to follow, and straightforward. Then, when working with clients, hold them accountable to the process. Understand that at the start, what you're delivering can feel somewhat vague, and that's completely okay. It's a great place to start because your offer, mechanism, and CST will adjust and grow over time as you continue to work with clients. And with time, researching, signing clients, and delivering, you can refine your process and get better and better and better results. Check it out, $12,000 in a single month for our client Jose. You can see he said have a clear CST. This helps a ton. Once you get clear on these three, the marketplace just opens up to you and you have the confidence to deliver something great for your client. Another great example, this is Carson. He is a real estate consultant. 2 clients in a single week. He says, I realized I won't be able to know if I can deliver a good service until I try. Listen, you guys, you have to be willing to be a scientist, get out there and test stuff and see what works. That's the beginner stage. Listen, this is the importance of the offer mechanism CST. Once you have it nailed, you know how to deliver. But you got to take the time to build it out and keep that money as you build. This is how you build a sustainable multiple six-figure business. Let's move on to the key number 3. This is new age client attraction. So how do we even go about getting these people to pay us? Where do we find them? How do we attract them? Well, there's so many old and outdated marketing practices that just don't work, that so many people are pushing, and I'm tired of it. If you start this, you want a system where you can start signing clients this month without having to hustle and prospect and call and send emails and make a bajillion pieces of content or whatever. Just something that sends them right into your calendar so you can speak with them and make them offers if you can help them. Something where clients come to you because of the outcome you're driving and their desire. We've cracked the code. And using what we call our new age client attraction systems, you can expect to sign high-paying clients in 30 days or less once you've defined your offer, your niche, your outcome, your mechanism, and all these other individual pieces. So how does it work? Well, once you've nailed these pieces, you launch content into pockets of the internet like Facebook or LinkedIn communities, and if done right, you'll start attracting clients rapidly because you did the groundwork, the pre-work of defining something that matters to people. Listen, this is the important piece. One post equals one client for our client Amur. He says, one client reached out. You are one post away. Keep burning. Once you collect a little cash, $2,000 to $5,000 in sales with free methods of online communities, you need to move as quickly as you can from hustling for money, spending time to make money, to, and this is where it gets really interesting, spending the money you make signing clients to create a compounded effect of growth that doesn't need your time. So it's crazy simple. We want ads on Instagram or platforms like this, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Then we have direct message conversations with individuals. We book some consultation calls and we try and close deals on those calls once we know that we can serve them. You spend about $200 to $100 a day on simple ads, and once you've signed a couple clients, you can just reinvest the money. You run direct message conversations with prospects. You book 1 or 2 Zoom consults for that week, and you aim to close, about half. Okay? Now, this system can compound because every time you make a sale, you can invest the profits to attract more sales. And this is where it just gets ridiculous because you can see a 15 to 40% increase in growth like wildfire month on month. Look at our client Connor. He said a $40,000 single week ads are ripping. And listen, if this intimidates you, we've built copy-paste templates and a word-for-word script that you can use to get moving quickly at every single level. Ad scripts, content scripts, DM conversation scripts, and sales scripts. You can see, Diana, dear all, I wanted to share this week I had an excellent experience with the sales script we're using for the calls. I followed it step by step and said just as it says, and the client said yes for her extremely expensive offer. This is another one. 45x return on advertising. Booked 8 more calls next week. There's a couple more clients for me for our student Anya. What other opportunity can give you a 45x return on your investment? There's just not anything like that. So listen, all you need is social media accounts and to do some market research, and then you're off to the races signing clients. That's how simple this can be. So far, we've covered everything you need to start this business, and I'll cover the 4th bonus key in the 2nd. You've learned the importance of picking a niche and how it's the difference between months of toil and breakthroughs in your first few days. You've learned how to package and deliver offers, and you've learned how simple attracting clients can be in the new age. Listen, I want to share a story with you about myself to make my final point. When I first got started in this, my biggest hurdle was putting myself out there. Once I found a mentor on this, I went from 0 to $5,000 a month in sales. Okay. My next hurdle was sales. Once I found a sales mentor, I went from $5,000 a month to $30,000 a month in sales. Sales is so important for this business. Then I had to learn how to build a sales and delivery team, and that's how I found a mentor that helped me there, and we got my first business to $100,000 a month or more in sales. This is the power of mentorship. Tony Robbins says, if you want to be successful, find someone who's achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. And you've heard it before that you become who you surround yourself with. I mixed getting mentors with investing into the right communities, and that cemented what I was learning. Listen, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, is what Jim Rohn has to say. And this is so, so true. All that was left was to take action and get quick and lasting results as a young person just getting started in this business. The lesson, if you really want results, you must get around people who have gotten those results and follow leaders who have gotten them themselves and get yourself in that right room. So listen, at this point, you've really got two options. Continue to make the best of our free resources as best as you can and do it yourself, which might work, but it's not a guaranteed path, and you very well could waste lots of money and lots of time. It's probably going to end up being way more expensive unless you get lucky and you get it right out the gate, which can be a huge risk. Let's just be honest. At this point, you've got the second option as well, which is find a mentor and get around people who are actively doing, which is guaranteed to work if you just make that inner commitment with yourself. Which brings me to the fourth key, which is mentorship and community. Listen, you guys, this brings me to the point of the video. If you're watching this right now, that means that there's an open seat that might not last long inside of our private mentorship program, the Consulting Blueprint. We only let a handful of people in every single month, but when we do, the results these people can achieve are astounding, getting them started in this business. Everyone that I've shown you in this short video today, all the screenshots and results, we play this for you, came from inside of our private community. You can see all these people getting their first client, landing new sales, and moving their businesses forward. We've got well over 250 people currently active, but the gates will not always be open. You have to understand, if you're seeing this right now, this is a special opportunity, and we very well may close our gates very soon. In this community program, we lay out the path to helping you research and build your ideal consulting offer. We work alongside you to do this. We show you how to rapidly learn effective free marketing to attract closable consultation calls and make your first $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 sales. We show you how to sell yourself and sell your program for high rates so that you can get out of your own way and close deals that you're excited to deliver on to people that you're excited to help because you've done the pre-game, the work of building something great. And we're going to help you create an incredible client experience so that your reputation can begin to work for you. And the best part is that we guarantee to get you to $100,000 a year in sales, or we will continue to work with you for free until you're there. And we're that confident for two reasons. And the first, kind of a heavy hitter, we don't let everyone through our doors. We're looking for people that are committed, ready to take action, and are in a life situation where they can give this at least 2 to 4 hours a day of their time and are willing to spend money to invest into themselves. B, those that we have let in, they've earned an average of $71,000 as a result of their investment. This includes the many few who didn't do anything with what we teach them, the people that we just couldn't bend and allow us to lead them. These are people with a big ego, they can't lean into our leadership, they don't invest into the community they're in, just people that are hard to work with, right? So, if you're interested in starting your online consulting business and signing high-paying clients in the next 45 to 60 days and joining a winning community that will push you towards your goals every single day, what I want you to do is to book your free consultation call with us using the button beneath this video. And here's what we're going to do on this call. We're going to learn more about you and your situation to see if you're a good fit to start a consulting business and would make a good addition to our community. And not everybody will. And if you're not, we'll just send you some free resources and we'll send you on your way and make some recommendations, because you're going to speak with some really highly trained, talented people that have helped hundreds of people get into this and succeed wildly. We're going to try and understand your personal goals and what you'd like to achieve over the next 6 to 12 months and make sure that there's an alignment with what we can do for you and what you can get out of this program and your personal goals. And the final thing is to get to know you on a personal and professional level to fully assess if you're qualified to join our program. If we accept you in, then you can get to work immediately and start signing clients as fast as you can work to complete our action items. Listen, don't just take it from me. Take a look at what one of our clients, Will, had to say. He had his first $50,000 single month as a byproduct of getting started less than a year into our programs.
Hey, my name's Will DeBruin, and I've just hit my first 50K month in my consulting business after starting from literally zero. So before I started working with Trey and the Consulting Blueprint, I knew that I needed something and someone to show me the way, essentially. So literally since day one of joining in with Trey, he showed me and taught me everything I needed to know and to do and to execute to grow my business from literally zero to where it is today at 50K a month. And I can tell you that everything from the beginning of coming up with or refining, an offer that I had to, generating leads through the flywheel effect, through the sales process and refining that, and then to the delivery, and then to scaling all those areas of my business has just been life-changing. So I honestly can't thank Trey and the team enough for what they've done for me and my family. Because if I look back on where I was literally lost and confused and had no idea of what to do next. And he provided absolute clarity with what I should be doing, plus the support. And I think that's the biggest thing about Trey himself particularly, is that he just genuinely cares and wants to see people succeed. And so that's what really resonated with me initially before jumping into the program. And I just jumped in head first and put full trust in the process, and that he has my back and will do anything he can in his power to help me progress. So I really want to say thank you. And for anybody looking at, this video, I want to encourage you to just do the same thing. Jump in head first, have full trust the process, do the work and get the rewards. My thought process before jumping in was that honestly, success is going to become inevitable here. If I just follow someone who's done what I want to do, success becomes inevitable. So I put all of that success down to Trey and his program. So once again, I want to thank him and give full credit to that, because I wouldn't be here today without his support and his program. So yeah, from 0 to 50K a month, and continuing to scale beyond that with his support as well. So hope that helps, and jump in head first.
Here's another. This is what one of our clients, Liam, had to say. 3 months in to quitting his job and going all in, he's now doing $6,000 a month with total location freedom and time freedom, selling consulting clients.
Hi there, I just wanted to come on here and share the story of my coaching journey since joining Trey's program. So before I joined this program, I had absolutely zero experience in the coaching industry. And, I actually bought this course back in November, but it wasn't until 3 months ago when I went all in and quit my job and, went all in on everything that Trey practices. I'm happy to say that last month I hit $6,000 in sales for my alcohol coaching business, which is just absolutely amazing. I mean, what you'll learn in this course, the principles you're taught, will last you a lifetime, to say the least. But to see those tangible results, I would just urge anyone who is considering getting into the program, please just take the plunge right now and go for it, and don't waste any more time.
This person had something really nice to say about us. He said it's the best program out there for anyone that's looking to build a long-term sustainable business. Wow, what a nice. So listen, if you've watched it this far, what are you waiting for? The worst case scenario is that on this call, you'll learn from our highly skilled coaching team about what the next steps are and what is necessary for you to succeed. And if it turns out that we can't let you through the doors, no sweat. It's not personal at all. We just have to be careful with who we let in, because we want to let in people that we know we can help succeed with this business. It will still, more than likely, be the best 45 to 60 minutes you've ever spent on yourself to date, because you're gonna get real, in the trenches clarity from my private team of experts on what your next steps should be. People that have earned well over $70 million for our private clients, people just like yourself getting started in this. We're on a mission to help 1,000 people build 100,000 a year to 1 million a year online consulting businesses, because unlike other business models, this one helps people truly see what they're individually capable of. And we love seeing people step up to their full personal and financial potential. Me personally, I love seeing people get out of their own way and build their dream careers, businesses, and dream lives. So even if you want to get started at a later date, reserve your spot right now by booking a consultation call below with us, because once our seats are filled, which could just be in the next 48 to 72 hours, our doors will shut again. Until they open, it could take multiple months. Okay, so I want you to take action right now and schedule your free consultation call with us using the button beneath this video. Listen, this has been the untapped, little-known industry that you can tap into in 12 weeks or less with practically zero startup costs that, when done right, can survive any economy. That has created 8,762 location-free, time-free, self-made 6- and 7-figure internet-based earners. So schedule your consult down below, and we hope to hear from you very soon. Again, our doors will close very, very soon, so you have to do it right now. Otherwise, you might not have a chance again. Okay? Have a great one. My name is Trey Cockrum, and I hope to see you very soon.